Alrighty, now let's configure API permissions. So for API permissions, we need to go to app registration, which is in the Entra ID blade. Let's click on app registration. So here we can see the owned application here, deleted application. Since I haven't deleted, none will be there. But in all application, we can see the application. If you remember, these two we have previously created, shown, demonstrated in the previous tutorial, right? So now in the new registration, whenever we click here, so basically this registers our application identity in Microsoft Entra, right? So let's give a name to our app, like API permission app. Looks good. Now next we need to choose the tenant. For us, the supported type, single tenant only looks good. Now we can here give the if you want to perform local testing, HTTP local host, we can give it, but it's again optional. We'll do the local testing in this tutorial without this as well. Let's click on register. So it's creating app now. All right, it says successfully created app. Now it looks good. So let's understand some basic details, which this will be requiring. I'm explaining it because I'll show you in a while why do we require. So first is the application or the client ID. So this is the unique identifier for our application. Next, we have the directory tenant ID. So this basically identifies our Entra ID tenant. And that is also tenant ID, it's mentioned. And third, we have the object ID. So object ID is for internal reference for the application. Now let's configure the API permissions. So how do we configure API permissions? We need to go to API permissions here. Next, we need to click on add a permission. If you look, by default, there is user.read, but status is not green. I'll explain in a while the status, importance of status if it is not a green tick mark. Let's go to add permission first. Add a permission. So whenever we click, we got the common Microsoft graph, which is useful for the app permissions. Let's click on it. So here we have the two flavors, delegated permission and application permission. So delegated basically requires a signed in user, that is interactive login. Next, we have the application permission. So application works with client credentials but needs admin consent. Admin consent will be seeing in just 1 to 2 minutes from here. So for now, we need to choose application permission. Please make sure do not select delegated permission, otherwise the testing will fail, which I'll later show in this video only. I'll click app permission. Now here we need to search user.read.all. So under user, I'll get this user.read.all. This is what I need. Basically, it will read all users' full profile. I will be testing full. Whenever we'll be firing the command, it will show all the users in our account. I'll tick mark this, add permission. So it's updating permission. If you look here, require admin consent, right? So as mentioned, there is no green tick mark. This status is not granted, right? So I'll select grant admin consent. Please make sure to have the security or the global the role, especially the global admin and security admin roles added to your account. Otherwise, you won't be able to grant permission. I'll click on grant admin consent. I'll click on yes now. All right, the grant consent is now successful. If it fails, please give it some time, because just now it got it says doesn't allowed, but after I tried for 15 to 20 seconds, I got this. So please do not panic if you have the sufficient roles assigned to it, like global admin, right? So the green tick mark, I'm coming back to it. So if you look here, the green tick mark, without the admin consent, the token which will be generating now certificate under secrets, certificates and secrets, is valid but doesn't carry the privilege to read users. What we will be doing here, let's now go to the creating the secrets or the client secret, right? Please make sure these are two green tick marks status as green, especially read all this. Without this, the testing will fail. I'll go to now certificates and secrets. Now let's click on new client secret here. Let's give it description like API permission app secret, something like this. Next, the expiration, I'll give it like 3 months. It is up to your organization. Many enterprise organization have it for 12 months, but it depends. I'll for now select 3 months. I'll click on add. Now there's important things like you got to note down the value and secret ID, because if you look at our code now, we got the tenant ID, client ID, and secret. So we need to substitute the secret here. It is very crucial, and you shouldn't like share the secret with like anyone, right? So we got to substitute the tenant ID, secret ID, client ID, and secret, so that we can resume the testing. So from the programmatic perspective, we are from the front end perspective, we are done. Now if you want to go one step ahead with the testing, so here we go. Like if you want to dive into the code, right? So you need like one Python IDE. So I'll use PyCharm. So if you're using Windows, you can go ahead with a different platform like Mac OS, Linux. So you can use any Python IDE. So since I'll be demonstrating using PyCharm, so I have already downloaded and installed the PyCharm on my machine now. So before using, I need to format the code. So this entire code, if you look, I need to save it in a file named demo_auth.py. You can give any file name. I'm just giving it a sample. I'll copy the entire thing and paste in a notepad. I'll paste here in my notepad. Now we need to substitute this value, tenant ID, client ID, and secret, client secret. I'll do one by one. All right, let's go to our overview page, because remember, I have begun this tutorial explaining this, right? This is very important, I've mentioned. So if you look here, we have the client ID or the application ID, also known as. I'll copy this, and now I'll substitute in my notepad here. I'll remove it and substitute it. Next goes my tenant ID, which is this one, tenant ID it's mentioned. I'll copy this and I'll paste my tenant ID, Control V here. Now similarly for client secret, I'll go to my certificates and secrets. I'll copy this value and similarly paste in the notepad. So I've copied the value. Let's paste now in the notepad. Now all my three values got substituted. I'll save this notepad as a Python file. Let's click on file, then save as. You can use any text editor, Notepad++, anything as per your operating system. I'll save as and save it as a Python file now. All right, I'm saving this as demo_auth.py and save as type as all files. Let's click on save now. And please make sure in your local computer as well, the file name it shows as a py file, that is a Python file. The icon will be something looking like this if you have installed PyCharm. Now let's go to our editor, and I'll browse this file from my local computer by opening this file. All right, I have used the change directory command to get into the file where I've browsed. Now we are good. Now let's look at our code first. So if we look at our code, we are importing msal. So we need to install the dependencies, that is pip install msal request. Since I've already installed, I'll then again copy this and run in the terminal. So here on the terminal local, I'll just paste this and install enter. So here the good part is, the if it is already installed, PyCharm will show requirement already satisfied. So it's good, but it might not be the case for you, right? So please make sure to install it. Now we can also open the code in the terminal if required, or I can directly fire the Python command. Let's open the code. I'll go to file, open, then browse from my local computer the same path here. I'll click on open now. All right, I've opened my demo auth file already. Looks good. Now let's execute this command, which is python space the file name. Our file name is demo underscore auth.py. Remember this one, which we have saved from the notepad. I need to execute it. Let's hit enter now. And there we go. Our test is successful because it says token acquired, and we have got the list of users in all our tenant. So that's what configures, or that what concludes the tutorial for configuring API permissions. Thank you so much. Let's meet in our next lecture.